Good morning. I have volume. I'm so excited. Yes, my mic is working. Yeah. I apologize for that loud bang. I really do. My bad. My bad, my bad, my bad. Let's get going. We have a lot to do today. I'm Algo. Thanks for joining me on another morning watch this building session. Today is Monday, January 31st, 2022. Where did January go? For real though. It's already gone? I can't believe that. It's like, yo, we're no longer in January, so let's just go ahead and head into February. The market's gonna go bananas today, just so you know that. Just so you know, the market will be going crazy. The market's going crazy. Remember that song? I think it was an Eminem song, right? My mama's going crazy. Something like that. All right, I'm just pulling up our news. Big news coming out of Netflix and Spotify, right? Those almost made the weekend watch list. I think I let somebody talk me out of Spotify. I think earnings coming up or something like that. I don't know. I'm getting tired of listening to people. For real. For really, really real. Spotify. Gonna make big moves today, yo. Big moves. Was that earnings? There was some reason why I didn't even look at it. I think it might have had to do with earnings. And if that's the case, I should be slapped silly because I'm an idiot. Nope, wasn't earnings. I don't know why I didn't put Spotify on the list. It was definitely made my personal list. All right, let's get going. Also got internet upgrade today, and hopefully, nope. Is that what it is? Shoot, hold on. Just a second. I forgot my password. Yes, I know. Just give me a second. Hopefully everybody's weekend went good. Mine was pretty alright. What do you think about I don't know if y'all watched football, but dude, Kansas City Bengals game, probably one of the best games I've seen all year. I used to be a Chiefs fan until somebody I was working with decided that they wanted to be like the biggest jerk face in the world to me and my family, and so ever since then I've kind of wished the Chiefs the worst luck in the world, to be honest with you. Straight up, I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not a vindictive person, but this dude was a complete jerk, and I'm saying that because I'm on YouTube. Morning Terry. All right, well, there's lots of things to cover today. I want to get into those as quickly as possible. And let me just grab my notes here and we'll get going into it. You want to look at Tesla and, sorry about that, Tesla and SPY? Yeah. All right, so we need to look at the market overall. I believe Apple and Microsoft are really what's holding this market up. Spotify is in the news twice already, once for an upgrade, right, and once with that Joe Rogan news. So with that being said, I want to look at, God, I love this chart. I also rebuilt this ATR chart over the weekend with a little help from Tracks from FlowTrade. He taught me how to do this table. This is my favorite tool of all time, and let me explain why. If a stock only can move on average $3 a day, and the 4-hour mid or 4-hour bottom or 4-hour top is $10 away, we really have to bring it down to a lower time frame, right? Can't expect a stock to move 3 times its normal ATR in a day, unless, of course, like a squeeze releases, but we never know when that's going to happen. So it's just always... Oh, Terry, are you a Chiefs fan? I'm sorry. I'm a Steelers fan, so I remember, I think it was the first year Mahomes came out. So I used to go to a lot of Chiefs games. My old best friend, old boss, huge lifelong Chiefs fan. He's 40, so he's been a Chiefs. Like he made it through all the hard times. So, very first game I ever saw was a Chiefs game, and I'm a diehard Steelers fan. So I mean, I used to have a lot of respect for him. Now it's just more of a personal thing. I just I don't know. I'm being very petty and vindictive, which isn't. You know what? I wish them the best of luck. Sorry for their loss. But, dude, the Bengals, they're fire. There's no way the Rams are going to beat them. None. I don't know. That's tough. It's going to be a really good game. OBJ, fire. But back to the Chiefs. So I was actually met Tyreek Hill. I hung out with him and his family at the mall. Had lunch with him. So, like I said, my old boss, very wealthy man, flew us all out to watch the Chiefs season opener. We actually cruised over to the stadium in a limo. They let us through because we were in a limo, and we got into the stadium, walked out on the field. This was like 2 days before the game. We were just cruising around the stadium, out on the field, like no security, just us doing what we wanted to do. It was crazy. Let's see if I have to dig up this picture, but yeah, anyway, I digress. Sorry, you're a Pats fan? Okay. Tough year for you guys. Really, really tough year. Y'all did way better than I thought you were going to do. Be fired next year. Yeah, Pats is a good organization. So is the Steelers. Kind of, I like those organizations that have history of being consistently good and just not being just, I don't know, like the Browns, right? They've got too much BS going on with them, right? The Bucks, whatever. But yeah, much respect for the Pats. What do you think about Brady retiring? I'm upset because Brady's retiring the same year that Ben Roethlisberger's retiring, and all of the attention from Roethlisberger is now going to go to Brady, and I don't think that's fair because Ben's put in a ton of work, like a ton. All right, anyway, dude, I could sit here and talk football all day. All right, Netflix upgraded to buy from neutral at Citigroup. Netflix is going to rip. Target levels for Netflix I'm liking. So if it breaks 400, which is psychological, right, which is also the 4-hour top, trying to get out of the monthly top. So up, back test the 4-hour top. So through 410, back to 405-ish, and then start that move back up to the daily top at 420, 440, 450. Netflix, big moves today. I need to let people know. Okay. I hate paper on Mondays. But, okay. No worries. Yeah, I think everybody's going to miss Brady. Let's see. Netflix and Spot. Upgraded. All right. So yeah, that's a move for Netflix. I think it's got it in it. Pretty decent looking setup so far. All right. Making some pretty decent moves. Let's look at it on our 15. I think I have a 15-minute chart. Yeah, there we go. So if it can get out of this monthly cloud, right, this orange line, if it can get out of the orange line, it's going to move up to the daily. Netflix, God, it's going to be gorgeous. Oh, I wish I had some beast levels for Netflix. Oh, there's so much money to be made. That's the move for Netflix. There it is. Absolute beast if you have them. Should be okay for you. Okay. And then Spotify. Right. Spotify had divergence. That's why I was looking at it. Oh, if you didn't watch the weekend watch list, these are my top 4. Fastly, Carvana, Affirm, Lemonade. Snap was in there, and there was another one in there. I think it was Spotify, actually. Or Shop. Might have been Shop. No, it was Spot. So, yeah, I did the video. Had some technical difficulties, but yeah, these are the top 4. Look at this divergence. Those are glorious divergences. Y'all can see that. Sweet. I changed my colors, and you can see them better. Awesome. Love that. Yeah. Big divergences. Looking at Spotify and Netflix. Right, Spot's got that big old divergence. So does Netflix. Like, I don't know how nobody noticed this, and it didn't even show up on any of my lists. But yeah, I expect Spot to go above 175. We trade that zone 175 to 193. A big old $20 zone there. That's what's going to be traded out. And then as far as Netflix is concerned, that's gap's got to be filled at some point. I might just buy some Netflix shares at this price, right? Knowing that it's going to go to 500. That might be the ticket for me. Looking at that. Oh, you POS, dude. So I was looking at SoFi for some longer term investments. I've been waiting for their bank charter to come through. Hopefully this divergence that's occurred is going to play out today and we can get back up about 1250. But yeah, looking for that. Netflix, Spotify, definitely on my list. Spot's probably a little bit more expensive than Netflix, but oh well. All right, moving on. I ramble. T-Mobile will fire corporate employees who are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19 by April. That's going to send that stock to the ground. Sorry, you can't tell people what to do with their lives. Really? They're getting a boost out of that? It's so weird. So very weird. Yeah, Netflix is going to be... I think Netflix will be good. This news is definitely newsworthy. One second. God, I want to trade futures so bad, dude. I've been loving futures. Loving it. All right. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo consumers laid out $5.7 billion on PC gaming hardware and accessories last year. That's crazy. And then Microchip, MCHP upgraded to buy from neutral at UBS. Yeah, dude. I missed that flipping move. 73. So they're doing 4-hour top. I wouldn't buy this stock. MCHP. That was MailChimp. MCHP until it's above 78, right? What's gonna happen is we're gonna start seeing a bunch of upgrades coming through. No, it's fine. It's fine. Really. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing a bunch of stocks that are going to be retested in the 50 and the 200. Okay. Remember, above the 200, we're uptrending. Below the 200, we're downtrending. Right? It's just a rule of thumb. So just be careful with it, right? And don't get stuck like Chuck. Okay. Don't get head faked by this little rally here to the 200 and it fades off. I mean, if we want to start waiting until we get above the 200, we can do that. 200 to 50 is a pretty safe move. The move to 200 possibly, but yeah, any of these levels here, it can reject. All right, so Spotify. Joe Rogan responded to Neil Young's objections to his podcast, and host Spotify said his show has grown out of control and pledged to be more balanced and informed about controversial topics and guests. Rogan said, "If I piss you off, I'm sorry," referring to the growing backlash against him and Spotify technology stemming from folk rockers' accusations that they spread false information about vaccines through the popular podcast. So what's up? Neil Young is fighting with Rogan. I mean, news is good for business for Spotify. So 13 EMA here. Slingshot Squeeze getting ready to release. I don't like that it's double red on the 4-hour, but double green down here. I think with that news, 4-hour mid, 4-hour top. Okay. Just as easily reject the 21 and come back down to 160, 165. But I believe with that upgrade, I think we retest the 34 daily top. 190 is a target on Spotify. Okay. All right. Citrix Systems, so it's close to a deal to be taken private as its private equity arm are in an agreement to pay 104 a share for CTXS. 104 a share. That's going to flatline at 104, so don't even trade that. Just move away from it. All right. Qatari Ministry of Health approved Pfizer's BNTX coronavirus for children aged 5 to 11. There's that news. Biotech news for Pfizer. BNTX, remember I told you that's my favorite one compared to Pfizer, Affirm, or Moderna. So we look for this to get above, let's go above 170, 175, 180, 190, 220. BNTX, big moves, okay? Rejects, contrarian rejects, does not break 170, consolidates for in a couple more days, right? But I think we might get some rippers today. Okay. Go Health, Idea Biosciences, Illumina announced new gene sequencing program, ILMN. New gene sequencing program will read larger chunks of DNA than its earlier platform, part of the bid to better diagnosing rare diseases. I don't know why they're dropping off a cliff like that, but I'm really getting upset at Affirm SoFi. I don't know why it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. But all right, Tesla upgraded outperform from neutral at Credit Suisse with unchanged 1,025 price target. Wesco positive mention in Barron's. Tran, Otis, Chevron. Yeah, Chevron's a pretty good one. CVX. Where's Laz? Bro. Oh, I'll tell you. I bet you I know where he's at. Let me just see something here real quick. Maybe not. All right. CVX downgraded to hold from buy at truce. Remember we were looking at CVX the other day saying it's kind of at really top heavy. All right, so it pulled back, rejected the 21. Now it's down cycle back down to 125. Okay. So puts on Chevron 125. I like that. I think that's in line with, right? There's that white line. So now we do our down cycle down to here, and then we move back. Okay. All right. Beyond Meat upgraded to overweight. Lots of earnings this week too, so beware. Big boys are reporting. So let's not get stuck chasing Tesla on an earnings week. Okay. Beyond, I hate this stock. Just because it's inconsistent, right? So 4-hour mid, if it does not maintain an uptrend, if this reversal squeeze does not continue to move to the upside, if we cannot get above the 5,200, so basically above 60, expect another pullback, and we retest the 55 level possibly for that back test confirmation off of the 4-hour daily bottom, right? Then we get the move back up daily mid into the weekly cloud, 4-hour top. Okay. Contrarian, we continue to rip, right? And we take out, we're in this trading zone right here that runs 4 hours. So runs 59 to about 63. Long-term downtrend resistance, right? So we're trying to fight our way up through these clouds to retrace. Possible inverse head and shoulders setting up on the 4-hour. Just be careful. I think it'll get a pop and then a down cycle, right? If I'm wrong, then you can play it safe above 70, right? Just give it another $10. If it's going to move, it's going to move. Okay. All right. National Bureau of Statistics fell to 50 in January from 50.3 a month earlier. That's just above the 50-point threshold that indicates expansion rather than contraction. And all right. Cakes and Manufacturing Purchasers Managers Index contracted for the second time in 3 months in January, falling 49.1 from 50.9 and close to its lowest point since the start of the pandemic. Macroeconomics, those are kind of sketchy. All right, earnings. After the close, what do we got? Anything good? Anything good? HP. That's about it for earnings after the close. Before the bell, I already went over those. Events calendars for the day. We have Chicago PMI at 9:45. And then let's get over the overall summary here. All right. All right, U.S. stocks futures are mixed early as the S&P 500 is looking down slightly from following late Friday surge. Makes sense. While the tech-heavy Nasdaq looks higher ahead of a big week of earnings and looking to rebound from after falling nearly 12%, far better than negative 16% last week. Heading to the last trading day of the month, stocks are set for their worst January since 2008 as traders weigh earnings results against the threat of rising interest rates. That comes despite a strong rally late Friday as the Dow surged more than 560 points for its best day of 2022. Come on, just say the best day of the month. The S&P gains nearly 2.5 and the Nasdaq ends higher by 3% as a late day push. Literally the last 30 minutes, right? Literally the last 30 minutes helped major averages sap their weekly declines to finish mostly flat for a volatile 5-day stretch. S&P rose 2.4 amid the late day, coming up a few points short of its 200-day moving average. We will get into that in a second. The Nasdaq went green for the week after a massive 1% surge in the final 15 minutes. I didn't trade yesterday. I didn't trade on Friday in the afternoon. Helped by the gains of Apple, Amazon, Google, AMD, and Facebook among them. U.S. dollar posts biggest rise in 7 months of 1.7 rising rate expectations. Keep an eye on the dollar. Don't sleep on the dollar. If it goes up, right? Well, then people are investing in paper money and not equities. You only have a certain amount of money. What are you going to do with it? Right? You got to move it around. You got to keep it safe. Okay. Leaders last week were energy, tech, and financials. Okay. Top sectors this week. Industrials were down 1.47%, led by Caterpillar and BA. Utilities down 1.3, consumer discretionary down 1.2. So look for rotation into those, right? So things like Caterpillar, right? We might get a move off of them today. UPS, right? UPS is actually on my list. FedEx. I was torn between FedEx and UPS, right? Both ready to make some moves. Consumer discretionary. Investors do remain concerned about the potential for faster tightening by the Fed, rising inflation, and geopolitical tensions, and an uneven earnings season. Treasuries gained, while the short end outperforming as curves narrowed to around 61 BPS for the 2-second, 10-second spread. In Asian markets, Nikkei index, rose 1.1%. Shanghai closed its week-long holiday, and Hang Seng gained 252 points, over 1%. The DAX is higher by 75, just shy of 15, and the FTSE is up a few points. That's good. Overall markets look good. U.S. and European Union are nearing a package of sanctions against Russia if there's an invasion in Ukraine. Not going to do it. Not doing it. Not going to do it. Not doing it. All right, here we go. Let's get into some futures. All right. Let's look at the future because the future's so bright. All right. If you're new to the stream, typically, let me explain my futures layout to you. So the top row is the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the Russell. Okay. The bottom line is gold, crude, bonds, and the Japanese yen versus USD. The saying is the bottom row down, the top row up. That's the way we like to trade futures. Basically, no, it's true though. If the bottom row is down, like if ZB, right, which the equity equivalent is TLT, right? If this one's down, then usually the ES is up, right? If gold is down, then crypto could possibly be up. If crude is up, that's pretty healthy for the energy sector, right? And as long as the yen is down, that means that market health is pretty good. Okay, so let's get into it. I've been marking these charts up pretty significantly well. I think I've done a pretty good job of it lately. All right, let's stretch that sucker out and let's see what got it. You know, I was like, here's a couple options that we're looking at. So we came down, right? We came down here, we pulled up, we came back down, we pulled up, right? We broke over our trend line. We've got this little hammer here that's forming today. We are in that little trading zone, retesting the 21. Now, let's not get head faked. right? Because this could very easily happen, and it's kind of the perfect scenario. So let's check it out. Let's think about this from a larger term perspective. The ES is coming up to test the 21-day EMA. Typically, right, the rally to the 21 can indicate a trend reversal or a continuation to the downside. So there's a saying, you know, short the sell the rally, right? So there's a group of investors that when this hits the 21, they're going to start selling in anticipation for a larger move to the downside. So with Google, Amazon, I think Facebook has earnings this week. We're kind of setting up for a pretty perfect storm. So if either one of any of those big tech companies comes out and provides either horrible guidance or just a bad beat on earnings, we could set up for what's a black swan event, which means that the market drops more than 6 to 7% in a single day, right? They start firing off circuit breakers. I think we almost had one last week in this drop right here, right? It was really close. I think NASDAQ may have shut down trading for a minute or two. So all I'm saying is that this week we have to be, again, exercise caution this week because we're coming up to a key decision-making area on the ES, and that is that 21-day EMA, okay? Typically, we trade above it, okay? We trade above it. But when we don't and we reject it, we have a continued move to the downside. So, right, we fell below it, we back tested it, couldn't get back above it. We had a down cycle, right? We got below it, we back tested it, we got above it, we had an up cycle, down cycle, right? Flat, up cycle, support, right? Couldn't get back above it, down cycle, up. So the 21-day EMA is very important, okay? So just my little tangent on that. However, so we pulled back, nice moves up, depending on what this day looks like here. Remember, we're still red on our 10x bars, right? We're trying to set up for that move back to the 618 retracement, right? A little bit off on that, but so let's look at it from a bearish perspective. Oh, we're selling off. We retrace. Oh, that's great. We continue our move downside. Okay, so we just have to be careful, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Okay, all right. Short the rips. Thank you, Terry. Potential Wu-Tang pattern reversal, a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders. We did get above the 21 on the 4 hour. Now we're pulling back and we're back testing our little trading zone that we had right here, right? If we can maintain that support or even back test the, sorry, that was the 50. I got to figure out how to change those colors. This is the 50, right? We're above the 21, we're above the 50, we're back testing the 50 for support, looking for a move back on up to the 618 and the 200-day SMA, right? If that move happens, this will be a 1, 2, it'll definitely be a 1, 2, 3 reversal, right? So we're looking to take out previous highs. There's a little trading zone that runs basically this candle right here. So indecision, right? But I think we might get a pretty decent move today, at least. So above 4,400, I think we get 44, even 4470-isk, right? Below 4,400, I think we get more continuation of choppy, right? Overnight consolidation, a little bit of, I was like, that's really flat looking. All right, so overnight, we're looking pretty decent, right? We'll expect a pullback. We do have those stack positive moving averages on the 30 minute, right? See how the 30 minutes building to the hourly, right? The hourly is going to build to the 2 hour, the 2 hour is going to build to the 4 hour, and so on and so forth, right? So it's pretty, that's just a, welcome to technical moving averages lesson. Okay, all right, moving on. So looking at the old NQ, which is where most of those big tech heavy stocks live. All right, I need to get rid of this because I don't want it on my chart. And I'm going to have to do a couple other things. So the same deal, right? Looking at it on the daily, and this is a 21. We're coming up to test it. We're currently at a tree line and a confluence of previous low and 382 retracement. So we are, let's see, we pulled back, up, down, up. I think we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If this doji is a true doji today, right? Yeah. Maybe a move to 14,665 and then pull back to set up the 1, 2, 3 reversal. You know, to set up this 1, 2. Come on. Right. Something like that, right? 1, 2, 3. I did it upside down because there's a couple ways to look at it. There's just, you know, there's this way, down, up, down, up. Down. All right. Well, inverse head and shoulders. Just, yeah. Today's going to be, you know, pretty important day. All right. 4 hour. So 4 hour, it looks like we're trying to get out of this trading zone that we've been in. You know, we cleared the 21, right? We're above. We out of the 50 for a brief second, right? We couldn't close above it. We closed below it, and now we're just trading at the 50. Lots of, which was previous VWAP, which is a 382, which is just a whole lot of attention's being put here. Looks like we have a mogul line. I have not done my homework on those yet, so just give me some time here. Looking for that 50 to come up. 21 to 50 crossover on the 4 hour, like it did down here on the 30 minute, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Calculate the data. Come on. Calculate the data. There we go. Right, so we had that 21 that crossed over the 50, 200, and then we had the 50 cross over the 200. So we've got positive slack moving averages on the 30, right? We're trying to get those looking that way on the 4 hour, and then the daily. Okay, that zone that I drew out, 14, 520. Well, basically the 382, the 50% retracement. So stack positive moving averages, waiting for this 50 or this 21, the 50 to cross above the 200, give us a little bit more move to the upside. I think we have a, like I said, depending on what this move back here holds, if we can hold this level, you're like, what level? If we can hold this level here, I think we get that move back up through that trading zone. We did reject it. If we fail, right? If we fail through here, or if we fail this 200, then I think we get that move back down to 138.50. Okay. All right. No, I'm not buying anything. All right. Hold on. I forgot I got to stream. I had to stream the open. I've been paper trading, and while it's fun and stuff, I just need to be patient, follow the process, trust the process. All right, this is the Dow, the YM. All right, so I was worried about it forming this, you know, this bear flag, which I'm glad it didn't do. Right. Look how quickly I changed my analysis on stuff. No, but it did hold this. No, it didn't hold that. Sorry. So that is a worthless line. We'll get rid of that. So move back down to lows. Right. Rallied up. Currently testing the 21 EMA and the 236 retracement. I think we might get another up day in the Dow to test the 382 before it makes that decision if it wants to continue to move to the downside or if it's going to actually retrade or reverse. So we do need a rally up. We need a pullback to confirm support, and then that move up, like this one here. We pulled down, we rallied up, we pulled back. We actually made a lower low, but support's been confirmed, and we move back on up to the upside. All right. With the Dow on the daily, like I said, we're currently at the 21, right? So we're gonna short this rip, right? Or it moves up to the 382, probably 50-day at that, or 200 at that point. The 50 never really crossed down below the 200, so that's, I mean, that's pretty positive. So that's one thing that's got going for it. Moving it down to sorry, let's look at the 4 hour first. All right, what do we got going on here? Load my, oh, no, crap. So I got a new router, so I've got to reset all my data connections. All right. Last time we hit here, we pulled back. Last time we hit here, we pulled back. Right. This is the third run for it. We broke above the 21, looking for that 1321 crossover. This 2-3. Right. Basically, if we take out previous highs, I think we get a move. Right. Looking for this 50-day line to hold for support, for the 21 to cross over, for a move back up to the 200 or the next trading zone on a move up to 35,000 on the Dow. Okay, that's it for the Dow. I don't even need to look at the 30. I can tell you it's probably moving pretty good. All right, what do we got going on here? Oh, dude, such a good day on Friday with futures. Big move up, 50% retracement. So we're getting our moving averages stack positive again. This is the 50, 21, 50, 200. The 50, 200 seems to be holding. Like I said, I like that move up to 35,000 on the Dow. Okay. Alrighty, moving on to the old Russell, which is our small cap. Okay. Out of the problem child stocks, the Russell is the one. Okay, so let me just do this real quick. All right. I know there's a lot to look at there. You're just like, what did you just do, dude? Don't think I need the stock visual lines, but I do need. All right, so looking at through the voodoo lines on here, we pulled all the way back to a snow line, right? See how we back tested this previous broadening pattern? We had a little broadening pattern here, right? We back tested it. For the Russell, really a move up to back test this overhead trendline resistance and the 21, so short the rip to 2000, possibly 2027. Regardless, if it makes an inverse head and shoulders, it's got to have another down move. So look for, I'm waiting for the move up to here. The other side is that we just continue to excuse me, we continue to sell off, right? We came down and we touched our micro supply zone. We've got a macro supply zone a little bit further down at 1840. That we're currently trading about 1.5 standard deviations away from the mean, so this would be a good point for it to start to fight its way back up, right? I still need to try to find some. Let me just search it real quick. What is it? ETF DB. I don't know what makes up the Russell, right? All right, so that was the Russell. Oh, I didn't really get into, sorry, my bad. Hold on, don't kill me. Just chill. You chill. All right, so right off that, see the difference between this. Dude, I said hide these lines. Why are you not following my orders? Okay. I swear those are mobile lines. All right, so to see the difference between this one that's below the moving averages and the last two stocks that we looked at, right? The Russell's got problems. We're starting to get a little bit of green momentum going on here, right? So like I said, we might get that. This is a 4 hour. We're above the 21 on the 4 hour. Look for a move to the 50. Then back testing, maybe this falling 200. So we have tree line at 2040 and 2000 being psychological level. So just be careful with the Russell. So going on. Come on, load up. Time to load the boat. Time to load the boat. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, yes, what a big move. So we got this rounding top on the ES that's got me a little sketched, just a little bit. We are due for a pullback, a retracement to 43.82 potentially, or 43.90. Hold on. $43.55 is too much. So I'm eyeballing a 50% retracement right now. Hold on. All right. We'll check it here in a minute. So yeah, the Russell on the 30, big old bull flag, pullback, right? Failed the 200, holding the 50. If it can start moving back up to the upside, right? If this 20 crosses over the 200 and back down over the 50, then guess what? We get another down day in the Russell. Yes. All right, moving on. I don't know if you want me to go over gold, but I will really quickly. I typically haven't been going over gold just because it's kind of doing what we said it was going to do, right? So pull back, up cycle, down cycle, beginning of a new up cycle. Really got to keep an eye on this 50 200 cross. If it bounces, then I think we get an up day in gold. If the 50 crosses below the 200 again and starts pulling back, then I think we get another down cycle, really. That's what the 4 hour has to say. All right, big old doji. A little bit of a move. Like I said, this 21 right here is going to be super important. When we get above that, we trade up to the top of this trading zone at 18,000. 18,000 psychological level above that. Then I think we get a pretty decent move back up to test the 200 at 1817. Maybe the snow line is a magnet, right? 1822. Could potentially setting up a big old nasty inverse head and shoulders, or continue to move to the downside. All right, there is little micro zone down from 1781 to about 1775. Looking at it on the 30, and then check out UA earnings coming soon. Looks perfect for a bounce. February 18, $20 shares are so cheap and had a lot of volume. I will check those out. Thanks for the tip. We will look at it. And, all right, you see what we got going on here? 21 cross the 50. Move to the 200. Depending on what happens at this 200, if we reject it, right, then we get a next downside move. If we get above it, then that looks like a possible trend reversal. Alrighty. Okay, let me bring this back down to the 2 minute. Check my time. All right, so crude looks like it's made a higher low. It might try to make a higher high here. Bonds are failing, making a series of lower lows, which is interesting, I don't understand why the ES isn't more in line with that. And what's going on with the old yen? Yen is in a position to make a higher high, which would be kind of weird to see, actually. It would be really weird to see. How did I grab the wrong tool? Wait, what? I mean, that'd be a pretty big move up for the yen. Yeah, it would. Oh. Maybe the weakening dollar is why the ES is down. All right, so looking at the 2 minute, we had a double attempt at the 50, which we rejected. All right. That 50 is pretty dang important. So far, the Russell looks the happiest, right? 21 above the 50, trying to fight above the 200. Look at the Dow and the Russell. Look how similar they are right now, right? Look how similar the ES and the NQ are, right? And none of them look like anything on the downside. All right. All right, you guys want to do a quick break real quick? I think that might be a good idea. Hey, Nick, UA. Let me just go over that real quick. So we have bullish divergence on it, right? Inverted head and shoulders, regular block trade at 1556. White lines, we have a red regular and a dark pull that printed at 1550, and then dark pull support down here at 1535. So definitely a Wu-Tang reversal. 1, 2, 3 reversal, break above that. We start trading up to previous lows and previous highs. So that move up to 1580, we'll call it 16, and then 1630, 1650, and then Terry real quick with Tesla. Right. So Tesla block trades the last 5 days, right? Dark pool forming support. Tesla's kind of doing the same thing, right? Where it's doing a 1, 2, 3 reversal. Tesla has earnings, so there's going to be that rally into earnings. I'm going to stay away from it because everything is going to be hyperinflated as far as IV is concerned. The algo is just trading with price action. There's some random regular blocks at 933, 921, 914. When do those come in? 27th at the open. Oh, so it might not have gotten filled. So depending on the size of this block here, this regular block trade, we gap down below it. Hold on. Oh, so this regular block right here at 933.50 has not been filled yet. So that's your upside target, upside magnet. And then this 891. Yeah, this 891 seemed to have gotten filled. Were they selling that? Looks like they were selling that sucker. Looks like that was a sell all the way down, trading with price. Yeah, Tesla, I think it's gonna have a pretty strong couple days. All right, and then SPY, because I'm gonna throw up futures and take a real quick break after I do this for you real quick. Okay. The SPY, I have to crack this down to the last 3 days, or there's just too much data. Those are weird wicks on SPY. Dark pool clusters at 442. Above 442, we test 448 as the next zone level, right? So we trade up to here. The algo, or the flow index, is trading with price action. It's making higher lows and higher highs, right? The flow index is kind of, whoop, get back here. From a trend perspective, it's kind of maintaining its own little version of an uptrend. So I think we use 441.80 as a new support. So we got back up through this cluster, we consolidated, we pull back to the support here. We ate all those up, and we're up here eating these orders up right now. If we can get through it and back test it, use it as support, or even if we get through it and back test this 420 or 439.23 block as support. I do think that this level here, this 440, is more significant in that it was a previous low, right? We ripped up low, failed support, resistance, 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 consolidation, failure, resistance, failure, right? So very, very key level that we're working with here on the SPY. Okay. All right, Dark Tesla already had earnings last week. I'm sorry. It was it's Google, Amazon. My bad. Yeah, all right. Well, then in Tesla world, let's wrap and roll. There it is. I mean, hopefully you see the move. There's a zone to trades 860, 904. Then 912. $912 to 950. Wow, Tesla's gonna have a big old move today. All right, so looking at Tesla on the 15-minute chart, we came off the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. We're coming up to the daily cloud. If we can get through that daily cloud, I don't know what this line is. Did I draw it? Oh, it looks like it was a fib level. Is it? The previous low? There's a fib level there or something. So 4-hour bottom, daily bottom cloud to 4-hour mid, right? 892. Maybe a little rip to 911, back test 892. If we don't hold a line, basically, if we don't hold a line, then we come back 875, 829. If we rip through there, right? Shoot. We would have to do something like that. Which means that this would have already started off. So that's This could be the move here. I might be drawing it up for you. That might be it. I don't know. All right, so I gotta take a break real quick. I gotta let my dog out real quick. I'm gonna throw up some futures that y'all can watch on the 2-minute, because that's what I'm watching right now. Poor gold. This bond failure right here, that's pretty big. Let's do 3-minute chart so it doesn't look so drastic. God, that's a big move to the downside. What? What? Look at this. Look at this one right here. All right, leaving it on the 3-minute. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Give me a second. When I get back, if you have requests, let me know. We'll get them taken care of, okay? Alright, I'm back. So, what did I miss? Okay. Oh wait, nope, that's the wrong one. Wrong chart. Alright, so what I'm seeing is starting to see a little bit of bounce here across the board. Right? Pretty big bounce actually. Coming up to those key resistance levels. Looks like the Russell made it through. The Dow made it through. NQ's fighting with the 200 right now on the 3-minute, and so is the so is ES. We're gonna see what happens at these levels. Oh, big rips. Big rips. All right. Big old rips. I should have played that, but oh well. What can you do? You can't get them all. Can you? Sorry, I'm trying to get my other screen set up here. I've got to stream the open for the bullish bears, and I want to make sure that my charts are set up this time, because they weren't last time. They weren't set up very well. I was all over the place. All right, so I thought a message about Netflix, and I agree. Netflix is gonna make a pretty decent move today. They got, if you weren't here for the news earlier, Billy, Netflix and Spotify both got upgraded to buy for neutral at Citigroup, lowered the price target to 450 from 600, and Spotify got that upgrade. All right, looks like the ES made it through the 200. NQ's trying to. I'm watching this reversal here on bonds. Gold with a big old $3 candle, and then the yen is continuing to fade. All right, here comes the pullback. Here comes the pullback. I don't think only the Russell really is going to close above the 200. All right, let's get into it, shall we? All right. All right, let's get into it. So what you see in front of you is the smart money dark pool block trade algorithm provided by FlowTrade. Dude, what are you doing? You're not getting... Okay. All right. So what you see in front of you is the smart money dark pool and block trade algorithm software. It is provided by FlowTrade. They've created their own flow index. The flow index is a it tracks. I'm trying to stop using the word algorithm so much on the stream. So the flow index tracks smart money dark pool block trades, large institutions, hedge funds transactions. It creates a predictive leading indicator, looking and basically showing you what smart money is doing. Okay. The purple line is the flow index. White bars are price action. Blue lines are very hard to see across the screen. Those are dark pool block trades. Red lines, if you see them, those are regular block trades. And if I drop a white line on there, then it's party time. But no, for what it really means though is that there's a regular and a dark pool level that are printed basically on top of each other. And those are key areas of support, resistance, major inflection points. You want to mark those up on your screen so that you see what happens when price interacts with them, okay? All right, so typically what we'll do is we'll throw up the 4 chart layout here, and I'll start taking requests now. I want to look at SoFi, Riot. Ugh, Riot. Come on. A little sketched about that one. Netflix and AMD. Because all right, so AMD, the flow index is trading with the algorithm, or the flow index is trading with price action. AMD with that 1, 2, 3 reversal setup. I like AMD for a move up to about 110 today. Wow, 1.5, 110. For the week, we hit 115 possibly. There's some longer term trendline resistance that we're gonna have to account for at some point. I don't know where that's coming from, but this looks pretty decent here. I don't know, I don't really like that one. So what do we got going on? It's just trading 1-to-1. There's a dark pull level at 105.25. Above that, 109 or 110, and then there's a trading zone from 110 to about 115.63 with little wicks up above it. There is a gap that needs to be filled that runs 117 to 118.58 on AMD. I'm liking AMD for a pretty decent move to the upside today. Looking at the futures, just keeping an eye on it. Looks like we're gonna get a pretty decent rally today. I think we get a down cycle over the next 40 minutes, and then we get a rip throughout the day. Bringing up Netflix on the flow index. All right, so Netflix, we're like, wow, big divergence. It's not though. It's a little bit of. So the flow index is currently trading with price action, right? There's no real divergences to speak of, and it made a lower high. So we're trying to see if it can make a higher low, or if it's just going to reverse here and continue to move down. Now Netflix did get upgraded, right? So I think that that's going to help with the situation. We've got some overhead resistance. We have I would consider this a white line level, and I have to do this for this. Okay, so we've got two white line levels. We've got one here at 386.66. Seriously? That's so frustrating. And we've got another one here at 383.58, right? So if price can get through those two levels, right? If price can get through those two levels and take out its overhead resistance, which is this overhead trend line resistance here, right? And break out above 387, then we hit 394, right? And then there's that move up to about 407. Okay, sorry, I'll just call it 405. So what will happen at 405? Does it go fill the gap back up to 509? Very possibly. It's got a price target of 450 though. So right here, right where the flow index bounced, well, 450 is right here. So that's the price target, basically half of the gap. I like Netflix. I don't know if it's going to be like, whoa, we're just going to make this long-term, really choppy resistance. Because if you notice, there's some dark pull levels down here at 360 that they're going to provide that support. Okay, there is a downside gap that needs to be filled, right? Do you see that I just created a nice channel? it this one? Somewhere in there. So there's a channel. So does it trade the channel down, rejecting these white line levels, and then trade back down to 370? Right, the flow index is currently trading with price action. It's not like it's going to give us a, it's not like it's going to be like, oh yes, we're bullishly diverged or anything. Okay, that's Netflix. So be careful with Netflix is all I'm trying to say. All right, Netflix, SoFi, and then this is Riot. Okay, 390, 400 call to spread. Hey, AMD. Yeah, AMD, dude, earnings. You got the 390, 400 debit spread for Netflix, Billy? That might be pretty decent, yo. Might be pretty decent. Beware, Netflix is coming up to the 4-hour Keltner channel top, right? We're looking for it to come through there and touch the top of the weekly or the monthly cloud, okay? So typically price action will do one of two things when it hits one of these key Keltner channel levels. It'll consolidate at it, right? It will reject it and pull back to the next level. So like a ping pong ball for our top, for our mid, for our bottom. But with the way this 4 bottoms kind of curled up, we might be a little overextended. Like I said, there is that possibility that we trade to the downside of this channel. So just be careful with it. Look for interaction at 400. Okay. I think you might max your trade out if we get above the 4-hour top, right? Pretty decent. That was a good call. All right. SoFi, look at these massive cluster at 1250 with a regular block at 1268. SoFi is not my favorite one right now, even though I want it to be. So pullback, rally, pullback. We have divergence that's occurred at 1134. That should get played out pretty soon. Right, I bought shares at 1134, so once that divergence plays out, we're looking for that continuation move to the upside. If you wanted to play it safe above 1150 for that move up to 1250, 1268, I like it. Like, I really like the 1, 2, 3 reversal possible setup here. As long as the flow index can continue building strength and they start continuing to buy into this, thinking that this is the bottom, then I think we're going to be okay on SoFi. Moving on to Riot, which is next up on our list. We've got Riot, and then we're going to do it Sister Mara. Now, Riot is, okay, it's kind of out here in no man's land, right? Divergence really occurred trading with. Divergence really occurred at about 14. We have a regular block at 1345, and then this big old trading zone. Basically 1470 to 16 is a kind of pretty significant trading zone. Above 1673, then we gap fill back up to 1750. Does it have the strength to do it? I haven't traded Riot enough to really know how it moves. I know that it gapped up. I know that it's kind of holding this little trend line right here, right? It did gap up. Flow index is selling off. So just be careful with Riot. There's not a lot of block trades in the last 5 days either. And then finally, we wanted to look at Mara. And then I got to run. Unless you got any other requests. I'm not seeing any. And okay. So Mara, on the other hand, is the flow index is trading with price, right? No block trades, 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6. We have to go back 6 days. We're coming up to a dark pool level, so that'll be resistance until it becomes support, 22.18. See how the flow index is just trading with price? Trading with price. So rally up, pull back. We've made a higher low, and we're trying to make a higher high. We need price to get above 22.17 for a move to 24. Not super thrilled about this little gap that occurred here, but that's the zone right here. You can see the zone, right? From this low to this high, dark pool level to regular block trade level. Buying here, selling here. Okay. All right, I think that's it for me. Crocs, you want to look at Crocs? And then I got to run. All right, Crocs. So setting up a little 1, 2, 3 reversal, right? 1, 2, 3 reversal. Closed on the high. Closed above dark pool support 94.93, 93.78. Right, those are two dark pool levels right there. We've got a dark pool magnet at 101.30. That should be your upside target. Watching the flow index as it's coming up to its resistance levels, which would be here, right, and here. Turn off blocks so you can see what I'm looking at, right? If it can get above, maybe it's here, hold on. What level is that? Above 98, 100 psychological level, above 100, then I think we hit 105. There's going to be a nice move up to 98, right? That's your resistance above 98, 100 psychological, 101.30 dark pool level, and then a move up to 105, right? See how we bounced off of these two little dark pool levels right here? There's one there, and then there's one here. And then there's a final target one way up here. All right, that's it. Got to run. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you all tomorrow. Mitch earnings is tomorrow, and I think it may be a lot of. All right, well, yeah, I'll check out Mitch real quick. All right, so match, dark pool support, regular blocks. Came in on the 26th. This block came in on the 26th of the close. So here we gapped up, right? Ate up all these orders. We pulled back, support, failed support, support, right? Resistance, blew through that resistance, came back and back tested as support. Bunch of buy orders here. Look for move to 110. Well, the flow index is currently, right, this divergence that occurred is being played out right now. I think we reject 110. If we break one through 110, I think we hit 111, and then I think we start getting some pullbacks based on earnings. So low, higher highs. Higher low, failed to make higher high, right? Higher low, wedge breakout, back test the wedge. It'll be very interesting to see what happens at 110. So 110's, yeah, I think 110 is the key. Do we reject 110? We come back to 105, or excuse me, 106. Through 110, we test 112, and then maybe chop in there for a little bit, but not super, because it didn't make a higher high, and the flow index is coming down. So let's just keep an eye on that. Okay, anyway. Maybe they're banking on a huge miss. Ooh, really? They paid the Tinder co-founder $444 million. Yeah, I don't. When it comes to earnings, there's nothing that we can really do to be like, oh, it's going to do this, because that's the, that's the gamble with earnings. Last earnings they missed and they ripped off of it, right? Previous other earnings they missed and they dropped, right? So it looks like out of their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out of their last earnings they've only beat once, and even when they beat, they fell. So it looks like if they have I mean, monthly magnet 96, 92.50, that sounds like pretty reasonable to me. 92.50 sounds good to me. All right, I gotta run. Thanks for joining me. I'll see